Hey guys, it's Miss Van Dam, and I am your co-op coordinator. And I know a lot of you were not able to come to the meetings the other day because you either just forgot, didn't want to, or you had to work. So we'll go with any of those reasons. It's fine. But I did want to go ahead and post the PowerPoint and really talk about the requirements for co-op because it is a real class. You do get real grades. It is possible to fail. I have people that fail co-op all the time. It's one of life's great mysteries. I'm not sure how it happens, but they do. So let's just kind of jump right into it and get going. Now, with Schoology, here we go. So you have a Schoology class for each block that you co-op. So if you co-op first and second, you're going to have a first block Schoology, a second block Schoology. Same thing for third and fourth. I do not make you or require you to upload the same things to two different Schoologies. That seems ridiculous. So I do not use the second block Schoology and I do not use the third block Schoology. So if you have those two Schoologies, you'll see that one of them will say do not use. Don't want you to use it. Don't want you to do it. No big deal. Don't even click into it. I do not put grades into Schoology. I put them directly into PowerSchools. So that's where all your grades will go. So you don't even have to bother with those two Schoology classes. If you only co-op one block a day, then you will either have a first block or fourth block. That's for that one block that you co-op. The majority of you are fourth block co-op students. Okay. As far as Schoology goes, that's how I send you messages. That's how I remind you of things, tell you when things are due. So make sure that you have your notifications set to where you can get to your Schoology messages where they'll show up for you. Okay. How often do I see you? Not enough. I wish I would see you more, but this class is practically a virtual class. It's an online class. Everything you submit is virtual. I encourage you to meet with me once a month. Just stop by just to say hey. And that's, it's not a requirement, but if you've got something going on at work or you just want to talk to me about uploading things or whatever, I'm located in room A223. Now, it's a little harder for you to see me at JC because I'm only over there starting out probably 2 days a week. And then eventually it'll just, when things get rolling, it'll just be 1 day a week. But when I am there, I'm located in A223. It's in that hallway that connects the A and B pods. Just knock on the door. It's the floating teacher room. So there might be some other teachers in there, but it's not a big deal. Just come in and see me. It gets boring up there. So, all right. How many hours do you have to work? It really depends on how many blocks you co-op. So it is 8 hours per co-op block. So if you co-op 2 blocks, you should be getting a minimum of 16 hours a week. And that is for the 2 blocks. Okay. And that is Monday through Sunday. Okay. So it is, my mom's calling. Hang on. Let me send mom to voicemail. All right. So 2 blocks, that's including weekends. I have students who get all of their hours on the weekends, and that's okay. But if you only co-op 1 block, it's an average of 8 hours a week. And it's an average. Like, let's say you work less one week and more the next or whatever. That's okay. It all kind of comes out at the end, but an average of 8 hours per week. All right, how do you prove your hours? Now, the next 2 things I have to talk about, these are the biggies. This is where the majority of your grade comes from. So the first thing that you will do has to do with pay statements. All right. Now, a pay statement is a document that you receive from your employer, and 98% of you get a pay statement. You may not know how yet, but you do get one. Okay. So it's a document that shows you, how many hours you worked, what the pay period was, the day you got paid, how much they took out in taxes, all of that. And I've had people say, oh, I don't get pay statements. And I'm like, where do you work? And they say, Walmart. And I'm like, yes, you absolutely get pay statements. You just got to figure out how to get them. So if you have no idea what I'm talking about, you need to talk to your supervisor and ask them about pay statements. Okay. They can be found like hard copies. Your workplace may give you a hard copy. It may be through an app, maybe through a website, could be any number of ways, but the majority of you will be getting pay statements. And this is an example of just what a pay statement looks like. If it'll come up. Okay. So you'll see like over here, it tells you, this one obviously is an old date, but it was so March 19th through March 25th. So the hours that are on this paycheck, this pay is based on those 2 weeks. Then the pay date was March 27th, and it tells you 20 hours. And then net pay is after taxes. That is not what I want. I want gross pay. So it may say gross, it may say total, it may say current. Like down here, it says current and it says 625. If you see that right there. And then they took out taxes. And so that's what the take home was, 428.08. So I want to know what you made before taxes. Okay. All right. So your pay statements are going to be uploaded monthly. And let me pull up Schoology and show you where they are uploaded. So in your Schoology class, you're going to have different folders. And you're going to have a folder for each month's pay statements. Okay, so I'm just going to click on JC First Block. It'll open. So here you will see everything that's in Schoology. Right here is just the presentation that I'm kind of going over right now. I'll upload the video. But right here it says August pay statements. And that is where you will upload pictures, PDFs, screenshots, whatever of your pay statements. And it's going to be every paycheck, every pay statement for a pay date in the month of August. Okay. So it doesn't matter when the pay period was. Maybe you got paid in August. Maybe you're getting paid today and it was for 2 weeks in July. That's okay. Upload that because it is dated. It was a pay date in August. Okay. So you are going to upload all of the pay statements you get for days that you were paid in August. And those are due, you can see right here, on September 7th. Okay. The September pay statements are due on October 10th. October pay statements in November, so on and so forth. Okay. And then December pay statements are not due until Wednesday, January 4th, which is actually after this class is over, or it's in the new semester, but I want you to be able to upload all of your December things, your December pay statements. Okay. Now, how do you upload them? I have had students that got hard copies. They put all of them on their kitchen table and take one picture. That's fine. You can upload them separately. You can upload the screenshots. Like I said, if you get an email, you can save the PDF and upload it. There's however works for you, but you do need to upload the pictures of your pay statements. Okay. If you are completely clueless, you have no idea what I'm talking about, talk to your supervisor, ask them about pay statements. They're going to know what I'm talking about. Okay. Talk to your supervisors about this. If you work in a job where you know you absolutely do not receive a pay stub or a pay statement, email me and we will work out how you will do your hours. Now, whether you receive a pay statement or not, you're going to do the next part. And the next part is called the wage and hour sheet. And it is a spreadsheet that you're required to do based off of your pay statements. Okay. So it is 50% of your grade. You got to do it to pass. All right. And here's what it looks like. So it is an item, it's the spreadsheet. So you're going to do your name, you're going to put JCHS, where you work, and how much you get paid. And then you'll see these lines right here. It's one line per pay statement. Okay, one line per pay statement. So you may be paid on 8/5. All right, so you're going to put that. And then the pay period started, let's say on, let's say 7:30, and then it went, that was a Saturday. So let's say it went through last Sunday, which was, or no, I'm sorry. That's too late. Sorry, that's too early. Let's say it was 7:15, and then it ran through 7:30, and then you were paid on August 5th. Now, you're going to put in the exact hours that it says. Okay, so if it says on your pay statement that you work 25.2 hours, don't round up, 25.2. And then whatever it tells you on your pay statement is what you earned. Okay. So I'm deleting this because this is actually my original copy. All right. So it's one line per pay statement. That's what you're going to put on there. Okay. Now, if you do not receive a pay statement, if you work at, like I say, I know people that work at the dance company, they actually just trade out their hours for tuition. Then you would put the date that you worked and how many hours you worked, but you wouldn't put like pay date or the gross pay or anything like that. If you have a different situation, just email me, come by, we will figure it out. Okay. All right. The other thing you have to do is the weekly schedule form. Now, the weekly schedule form is based on the hours that you are scheduled to work, not what you worked and you're doing it like you're putting in your hours that you worked, let's say last week or whatever. I want to know what you are scheduled to work. What is your schedule for this week? So it looks like this. And the weekly schedule form, you're going to put in the times you are scheduled to work. Okay. So you're going to put in what the times are. I'm going to underline that. Where's my underline? Weird. So you're going to put in what the times you worked. So if you're working today, let's say you're working 5 to 10, you wouldn't put in 5 hours. You would put in 5-10, something like that. Okay. I will look at these on Wednesdays. So if you will have it filled out, now, of course, this week, make sure it's filled out by Monday, but I will look at these, and each week on Wednesday, I will look and make sure at the end of the day on Wednesday that you have put in what your schedule is. Okay. Now, this form and the Falk wage and hour form, both of these are Google Docs. Okay, so it's a Google Sheet. Once you click in it, it's going to show up in my Google Docs. It's going to show up in your Google Docs. So you do not submit these forms. Do not submit them through Schoology. You're just going to click in it and continue to update it. You can see this one is dated for the whole 18 weeks for the whole semester. You don't have to submit it. You just continue to click in it and update it. Same thing right here. This is for the whole 9 weeks. Okay, or I'm sorry, the whole semester. So you're going to continue to use this same form until December. And you can see that I've put on here the dates that I will check this form. Okay, so make sure that you have them updated by these dates. Now, as far as the pay statements and the wage and hour form, remember they go together. If you've got a pay statement, you need an entry on the wage and hour form. If you've got an entry on the wage and hour form, you're going to need a pay statement. They have to go together. They need to match. If you want to update this every time you get paid and upload your pay statement, that's great. If you want to just continue doing that every time you get paid, perfect. If you want to wait until the day before it's due and upload all your pay stubs at one time and then fill out this form, that works as well. Completely up to you, however you want to do that. Okay. All right. So remember, we're not submitting those forms. All right, will you talk to my employer? I'm going to try very hard to go out and talk to your employers, and they will fill out an evaluation on you completely at their discretion. That will happen once in 9 weeks. Okay. All right, if you want to change jobs, I know that opportunities come along. Maybe it's something you're really interested in. Maybe it's better pay, it's better hours, works better with your schedule. I understand. But just make sure that you are that you're, being respectful, that you are putting in a notice. The notice should not be like, hey, I'm not coming to work tomorrow. You should work out a 2 weeks notice, give them time to train an employee, and get ready for you leaving. All right, how do you receive grades? So the graded items are the weekly schedule form. Okay, let's go back. The weekly schedule form right here, the wage and hour form or the wage and hour sheet, uploading your pay statements, and those employer evaluations. Now, the employer evaluations are it's a test grade once in 9 weeks. The pay statement uploads and the wage and hour sheet, those are test grades monthly. And then the weekly schedule forms are a classwork grade that is put in weekly. Okay, so that's everything. That's how you get your grades in co-op. Now, if you are not currently working, there's a lot of you I'm going to see who hasn't filled out that co-op information form. If you have not filled that out, I need you to do that. I will put a link in Schoology. I've emailed 11 million times. Okay, that's exaggerating, but I have emailed a lot about filling out that form. Okay, so if you haven't done it yet, I need you to do that. I also need you to be employed, actively employed. It is the main basis, the most basic requirement of this class is that you need a job. So if you don't have one, it's, tick tock, you've got to get one soon, or I'm going to change your schedule, or you'll just fail. Those are kind of the two options there. So make sure that you have employment. Okay. All right. So I hope this kind of explained a lot to you. If you don't understand something, if you have questions, send me a message on Schoology or email me. And then, like I said, I'm at JC right now on Tuesdays and Thursdays, and then it'll just be on Thursdays. And then, so just let me know. A223 is where you can come see me. And I hope this helped. And I look forward to having you in class. Thanks.